Good evening, and welcome to Fools from Irons Only Fools and Horses quiz. Welcome along for the ride. For those of you that's new to the channel, welcome. Please don't forget to drop a like on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon. You'll be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel, such as this. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different, a little bit light-hearted, a little bit of fun on a Saturday evening. It's been crap weather-wise. If you're a West Ham fan like me, you'll probably have the ump over the result today, and not just the result at London Stadium, which we're going to talk about tomorrow on our match review. Duke and I will have plenty to say about that, I'm quite sure. But we're just going to put that to one side, and we're just going to concentrate on all things to do with the greatest sitcom that has ever been produced anywhere around the world, in my opinion. Some might disagree, but there you go. That's just me. Anyway, just going to have a little look. We've got a couple of messages in the live chat. Let's just pop them on. Peach, you popped in a little bit earlier. I hope you are around. And Mr. Miles, glad to have you aboard, my friend. I know you are a little bit of a Fools and Horses connoisseur, same as myself. Mr. Brown, hope you are well. Okay, so for any of you guys that need it, here it is. Here's the information you need. Actually, I've made a slight mistake there. As little, call that fat thumbs or fat fingers, whatever. Let me just correct that and put that back up. There you go. So to join the Only Fools and Horses quiz, you need to go to www.kahoot.it or with the Kahoot app, and you need to put in game pin 616 1983. So go to www.kahoot.it or go use the Kahoot app and put in game pin 616 1983, and that will take you to the quiz, which I hope to see you in. I've just had a message from someone to say that they thought it was on Sunday. Mr. Kearley, that's a poor excuse. Poor excuse. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. So there we go. Let me just... So who've we got in so far? We got Mark B, so I'm guessing that's Mark Brown. Hope you're well, Mr. Brown. You Plonker. Now, who is... Right, okay. If anybody... You guys that are watching... that are not regulars on this, please do get involved in the live chat. You've got a live chat section there. Please let us know who you are. Give everybody a wave and a shout out. It's really good to have all you guys along. So we got you Plonker, Ginger Ninja, Milky, and Top Gun. Now, I'm just going to wait for a little bit because there might be some stragglers that want to sort of participate. It's 4 minutes past 8, so we'll give people a little bit of an opportunity to join the party and have a little bit of fun. The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. Let's have a look in the comment section here. Got a bit of here we go. Rachel Duckworth, hope you're well, Rachel. And Mr. Miles. Yeah, it was one of them, wasn't it, Milesy? You never ever really got to the bottom of why Trigger had it in his head. There was that one episode, wasn't there, where he finally plucked up the courage to question Trigger on, why do you call me Dave? And despite Rodney's protestations, he just went, oh, okay, fine, and carried on calling him Dave for the rest of the series. And that, I think in the end, Rodney just gave up, didn't he? He just went, oh, I can't be bothered with this. So he just sort of took it as a bit, well, not a badge of honor, but there you go. Sharky's joined us. How you doing, Sharky? Hope you are well, my friend. So we got Sharky, we got Mark B, we've got you Plonker, Ginger Ninja, Milky, and Top Gun. I shall probably give it another couple of minutes. I'm just checking because I've obviously sent this out to a few people. Any of you guys that are watching this live that don't know the details, well, you should have it there. As I say, it's on the screen. If you want to join in, that's what you got to do. You got to go join at www.kahoot.it Kahoot.it or with the Kahoot app, and you need to put in game pin 616-1983. Right, so I'll just take this next minute or two just to tell you basically what you've got in front of you. So this is a quiz that consists of 30 questions. They are multiple choice. Most of them you have 4 choices. There's a couple that are 2 choices, choice of 2 possible answers for you. So if you don't know the answer, I would just say just guess. Now you will obviously get points based upon giving the right answer, obviously, but you get more points as well for the speed at which you give the answer. So that's quite important as well. So it's to do with getting the answer right, but getting it quickly. Those of you that have been, and I know obviously Milesy and others will know that Kahoot is something that Russ Budden has used on West Ham Network previously on My Hammers 11. So, you know, you guys won't need any introduction to this, but there might be a few guys that have never been on Kahoot before. But basically, you need to get the answer right, do it quickly, and the points accumulate. So there's 30 questions. You've got 20 seconds to answer each question. And basically at the end, there's like a little podium. You've got bronze, silver, and gold. I have to say, this is purely for poops and giggles, ladies and gentlemen. There's no prize other than the next time I see you. I might buy you a shandy. You never know your luck. If I've had a good month, I might get you a little light ale. Who knows? In answer to that question, Mr. Brown, yes, I have. I saw it October 2019. To be honest, you lose track of it with this bloody COVID. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But yes, we've seen it. Brilliant. And anyone that hasn't seen it, go. Honestly, it really was. As far as I was concerned, it was excellent. If it's a girl, they're going to name it Sigourney after the actress. And if it's a boy, they're going to call it Rodney after Dave. Yeah, brilliant one, Sharky. The missus, yes, she's just popped in and she said that we did go and see it and she agrees with me. But she always agrees with me, doesn't she? Yeah, right. We got Smelly in. Smelly's joined the party. So we've got Smelly, Sharky, Mark B, You Plonker, Ginger Ninja, Milky, and Top Gun. Now, I did get a little nod from a certain individual that some of you might know, Mr. Peach. He said he was going to be on here. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes. I'm going to give it until 10 past before I hit start. I'm going to give Peach just a couple of extra minutes to see if he joins us. He may well be tied up on other things. I do apologise for you guys that are waiting there patiently for the flag, the checkered flag, to be sort of like waved and we sort of hit the start button. But I just want to give him the opportunity at least, because I know he was really keen to jump in on this. But yeah, so like I say, anyone that's watching that is wanting to get involved, like I say, I'm going to shut the door at 10 past. So you need to join at www.kahoot.it or with the Kahoot app and put in game pin 616-1983. So we've got Smelly, Sharky, Mark B, You Plonker, Ginger Ninja, and Top Gun. Have we just lost someone? We've lost 2 people. Right, okay. Oh no, Ginger Ninja's back. Duke can't make it. Yeah, I mean, he obviously, him being a sort of pub landlord, it's a bit difficult. So Ginger Ninja, Smelly, Sharky, Mark B, You Plonker, and Top Gun. Who the hell have we lost? We've lost Milky, haven't we? We've lost Milky. Oh, hurry up, Milky. Oh, now who have we lost? Can everybody please stop dropping out? Can people just stay where they are? Right, Milky's back. Milky's back in the building. So who? Oh, we got you, Dipstick. Oh, is that you, Milesy? I'm guessing that's you, Mr. Miles. Right. It is now 10 past. I am now going to get that banner off. Smelly's back. And I am now going to hit, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go full screen with this. So, Fools and Horses quiz. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so first question. What is the real name of the actor who plays Del Boy? Is it David Jason, David Trotter, David White, or David Jones? Get your answer in. And if you don't know, just have a guess. Have a guess. You've got a 1 in 4 chance. Okay? 1 in 4 chance. And don't forget, if you get it right, and you do it in the quickest time, you get a bundle load of points. His name, ladies and gentlemen, is David White. David Jason is his stage name. His real name is David White. There you go. No, you're not a plonker, Ballsy. That's fine. That I don't know about, Gazza. You'll have to forgive me. I have no idea to what you are referring. I got a funny feeling I'm about to find out. Oh, wow. That is terrible. That is terrible. For those of you that don't know, Joey Beecham was a former West Ham player. Didn't last long with us. But yeah, that's not good news. That's taken the wind out of my sails a little bit. Okay. Anyway, we press on. So none of you got it right. You all went David Jason. As I say, that's his stage name, ladies and gentlemen. The question was, what was his real name? And it's David White. Anyway, we move on. In the Yellow Peril, it was where the Chinese restaurant got painted luminous. What Scandinavian city did Trigger say his contact he got the paint from lived? Was it Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen, or Helsinki? You've got 8 seconds. Get your answers in, ladies and gentlemen. Get it quick, otherwise you're going to lose out. Just put an answer in, doesn't matter. 5 of you got it right. The answer was Stockholm. The answer was Stockholm. 5 got it right. Good knowledge. So, who got it? The most points was Mr. Mark B. 657 points. From you, Dipstick, with 653. You, Plonker. Then Milky. Then Sharky. There's still plenty to play for. But guys, don't forget, if you don't know the answer, just put an answer in. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. Just put an answer in. Because you've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. So just put an answer in. What could possibly go wrong? Question 3. In Strangers on the Shore, what was revealed to be Boise's Christian name? Was it Aubrey, Herman, Terence, or Edgar? Just put an answer in, ladies and gentlemen. If the clock runs to 0 and you haven't put an answer in, then you lose out completely. So just put an answer in. If it gets to... There you go. So the answer, ladies and gentlemen, was Terence. Terence was his name in Strangers on the Shore. Now, Aubrey was his middle name. If you listen to that, because I dare say that everybody's seen the one with a seance, and it's like, where's Aubrey? He actually says, if you listen very carefully, he actually says it's his middle name. Rachel's just turned around and said it's not working. Don't understand why. You have got 2 devices, haven't you, Rachel? Because I did put that in the chat. You need to have it on 2 devices. You need to be watching me on your laptop, your tablet, whatever, and you need to be giving your answers in via your mobile device. Yeah, the seance was the one where he revealed his middle name was Aubrey. But in Strangers on the Shore, which was the one with the Gary gang, there was a contract that Boise signed, and in it, it said his name was Terence Aubrey Boyce. However, just as a useless piece of information, in the spin-off to Fools and Horses, the Green Grass, there was an episode where it was revealed that Boise's marriage to Marlene wasn't legal. So they had to get married again. And in that one, his name was given as Herman. But as the question says, Strangers on the Shore, his name was revealed to be Terence in that particular episode. So what has that done to the scores? Let's have a little wee look. So not an awful lot, as it turns out. Nobody got it right. So we move on. Question 4 of 30. What is Rodney Trotter's middle name? Was it Charles? Was it Charlton? Was it Carlton? Or was it Charleston? And if you don't know, just guess Kahoot is ahead and timed us out. Oh, bloody internet. I mean, the internet, there's not a lot you can do about if your internet's a little bit whatever. But just put an answer in for this one. What was Rodney Trotter's middle name? Yes, easy. Charlton. And why was his middle name Charlton? Because his mum was a fan of Charlton Athletic. Anyway, what has that done to the scores? 5 of you went Charlton, 1 of you went Carlton. What has that done to the scores? Well, Mark B is still in the lead. You, Dipstick, is 20 points behind. But Milky has gone into bronze medal position. Look at that. Followed by you, Plonker, and Sharky. Right. Question 5. What was the surname of Mike, the Nag's Head landlord? Was it Farmer? Was it Fisher? Was it Fryer? Was it Foreman? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your answers in. The clock's ticking. 10 seconds. If you don't know the answer, just put an answer. Doesn't matter. Just put an answer in. Otherwise, the door shuts and you're left on the outside in the cold. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, his name was Fisher. Mike Fisher. 3 of you got that right. 2 of you said Farmer and 1 of you said Foreman. What has that done to the scores? Well, Mark B is still in the lead, followed by you, Dipstick. You, Plonker, has gone past Milky, who's dropped down into 4th, and Plonker's gone into 3rd. Sharky's in 5th. But listen, there's loads. There's loads. But make sure you get your answers in a little bit lively, because as I say, you get more points for getting it in quick. What was Trigger's name? What was Trigger's name? Was he Colin Ball, Colin Hall, Colin Small, or Colin Paul? What was Trigger's name? 10 seconds. Get your answers in. Clock's ticking. 5. Just get an answer in, guys. Otherwise, you're going to get shut out. 5 got their answers in. The answer was Colin Ball. His name was Colin Ball, ladies and gentlemen. 2 of you got it right. 2 of you said Colin Hall. 1 of you said Colin Small. And 1 of you said Colin Paul. So, what has that done to the scores? Oh, he's on fire, Mr. Mark B. Look at him. He's off and running. Followed by you, Dipstick, you, Plonker, Milky, and Sharky. Question 7 of 30. In Cash and Curry, complete the line. As Macbeth said to blank in A Midsummer Night's Dream, was it Romeo, Othello, Hamlet, or King Lear? This was the one with the statue. For those of you that have got good memories, there's a photograph there of the statue in question. Get your answers in. 6 seconds. 2 answers in. Get them in. 2, 1. And the answer was Hamlet. As Macbeth said to Hamlet in A Midsummer Night's Dream. It was a line that Del Boy came out with. What a surprise. 3 of you went for Othello, though. No, not quite. Probably, I dare say, the only sort of like Hamlet that Del Boy knew about was probably a cigar. Anyway, what's that done to the scores? Not an awful lot. Mark B still out there in the lead, followed by you, Dipstick, you, Plonker, Milky, and Sharky. Anyway, there's still plenty more to play for, but as I say, get your answers in a little bit lively, because that 20 seconds soon goes. What was Grandad's name? George Wellington Trotter, Jack Nelson Trotter, Edward Kitchener Trotter, James Horatio Trotter. 10 seconds. Get your answers in, ladies and gentlemen. The time is ticking. Just have a guess. If you don't know, have a guess. You've got a 1 in 4 chance. His name was Edward Kitchener Trotter, which wasn't revealed actually until the prequel series of Rock and Chips, because all the way through Fools and Horses, Grandad was either referred to as Grandad or Mr. Trotter, because Trigger called him Mr. Trotter. Everybody else called him Grandad, even Luigi, the pet shop owner that sold him the budgie or the canary. But his name was Edward Kitchener Trotter. 3 of you got that right. 2 of you said George Wellington, and 1 of you said James Horatio. What has that done to the scores? Well, look at that. You, Dipstick, has flown past Mark, and he's gone into gold medal position. You, Plonker, is in bronze. Milky's 4th. He's lurking there in 4th. And Sharky's in 5th. Lots more to play for, though. We're only on question 9. What number flat did the Trotters live at? 366, 367, 368, 369. And if you don't know, just put a guess in. What's the worst that could happen? Have a guess. You've got a 1 in 4 chance. Just press your button on your phone or whatever device you're playing on. It was 368. 368 Nelson Mandela House. 1 of you said 366. 2 of you said 367. None of you said 368. And 3 of you went 369. There you go. So obviously nobody got it right. Doesn't do an awful lot to the scores. So now we're a third of the way through. What location was the Jolly Boys outing set? Now come on, you should get this, guys. Southend, Hastings, Margate, Broadstairs. Get an answer in. 10 seconds. Where was it set? Of course it was. Dance Margate, Fools and Horses, Chaz and Dave. What could possibly go wrong? Classic episode. What has that done at the scores? Well, everybody got it right. So, doesn't change an awful lot. We've still got you, Dipstick, in the gold medal position, followed by Mark B, you, Plonker, Milky, and Sharky. 11 of 30. What was Nelson Mandela House originally named? Was it Sir Walter Raleigh House, Sir Francis Drake House, Duke of Wellington House, or Horatio Nelson House? Again, if you don't know, just have a guess. Just have a guess. But Nelson Mandela House was originally named one of those four. Which one? It was Sir Walter Raleigh House. And again, that was revealed in Rock and Chips, which was the prequel to Fools and Horses. But Sir Walter Raleigh House was the original name of Nelson Mandela House. Nobody got that right. So it don't change an awful lot. Question 12 of 30, true or false? Del Boy drove around in a Reliant Robin van. True or false? Real simple. True or false? Get your answers in. Was it a Reliant Robin van? True or false? It's false. He drove around in a Reliant Regal. Supervan 3 to be exact, but a Reliant Regal. It wasn't a Reliant Robin. So it was false. Who got it right? You Plonker. You Plonker has stormed into silver medal position. You Dipstick still out there in gold. Mark B's dropped down into bronze. Milky's in fourth. And Sharky's in fifth. 13 of 30. Despite his Navy background, Uncle Albert cannot swim. True or false? Real simple. Could Uncle Albert swim? Despite the fact he was in the Navy. Despite his Navy background, Uncle Albert cannot swim. True or false? It's true. Yeah. He couldn't swim. Irony of ironies. All those years in the Navy, he couldn't swim a stroke. What has that done to the scores? Well, no positional change. Everyone's got a bundle of points. But it's still you, Dipstick, followed by you, Plonker, Mark B, Milky, and Sharky. And I'm just having a little look. Peach is now in the live chat. What's this? Kahoot keeps closing. Mate, listen, when you go on Russ's, sometimes people have problems with Kahoot. It's not a lot I can do if the software's buggering around. Where the hell have you been? You was too late, but he got 367. He got that wrong. Hastings, no, it wasn't. Sir Francis, yes, he got that right. They are some tough questions, but there's some easy ones in there as well if you know your stuff. Just having a look here at the comments of Peach. Right, okay, on to the next one. 14 of 30. What was the actual name of the flats used until 1986 for outside shots of Nelson Mandela House? Was that block in real life called Acton Tower, Bridgewater Tower, Chiswick Tower, and Harlech Tower? If you don't know, just have a guess. I actually went there a couple of weeks back, just for the sheer hell of it. I took a trip over to Acton to visit Harlech Tower, is its real name. And the last time it was used was in the episode to Hull and Back, because from that point on, they changed filming and they started filming it in Bristol. Because apparently it just got so popular of filming it in London that they just got mobbed every time. So they buggered off to Bristol from 86 onwards. 2 of you went Acton Tower. None of you went Bridgewater Tower. 2 of you said Chiswick Tower. And 1 of you got it correct and said Harlech Tower. Who got it right? It was Mark B. Look at that. And as a result, he has nipped in and he's got gold medal position again, followed by you, Dipstick, in silver, you, Plonker, in bronze, Milky in fourth, and Sharky in fifth. Still, we're halfway. The only Fools and Horses theme was sung by David Jason. True or false? Real simple. Was it David Jason that sung the theme to Only Fools and Horses? If you don't know, just guess. You've got a 50-50 shot at getting points. Get your answer in. Did David Jason sing it? False. False. Right. Now, let's have a little look. Does anybody want to have a little guess on the live chat who sung the theme to Fools and Horses? I'll give you 10 seconds. Get your answer in the live chat. It doesn't get any bonus points. It's just bragging rights. Who tongue the foot theme tune to Only Fools and Horses? There you go. That's 10 seconds. It was John Sullivan. John Sullivan, the writer of Only Fools and Horses, sung the theme tune. There you go. Sharky got it. Yes. He sung the theme tune to Only Fools and Horses. Now, just as a little bit of a little aside, when Fools and Horses first come out, that wasn't the theme that they had at the beginning and the end of the program. It was only when it went for a second series that John Sullivan decided to do another theme tune. And apparently he had a bottle of whiskey or something, had a few wee drams, sat down in front of a piano and belted out what we now know as the opening and closing theme tune to Fools and Horses. There you go. What has that done to the scores? Well, lots of you got a bundle of points. Hasn't changed anything positionally, but Mark B is absolutely on flames. But there's still plenty of points to play for. We're now in the second half. What was Delboy and Rodney's mum's Christian name? Joan, Jane, Joanne, or June? Again, if you don't know, have a guess. You've got 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. Joan, Jane, Joanne, or June. 5 of you got the right answer. Joan Mavis Trotter. I didn't bother with the middle name. 5 of you got that right, and 1 of you said it was June. What has that done to the scores? Well, Mark B has dropped out. You Dipsticks nipped in a gold medal position, followed by you Plonker, followed by Mark B, who's now in bronze medal position. Milky's in 4th, and Sharky's in 5th. Question 17 of 30. So into Hull and back, what greeting did Delboy use in the Netherlands? Feyenoord, Alkmaar, Eindhoven, or Ajax? As I say, if you don't know, just slam a guess in. Doesn't matter. 3 seconds. Yes, of course it was. You know, he used it a couple of times, didn't he? When they were going down the canal and there were people on the bank, and he's just gone Ajax. And then when he was in the office with Van Cleef to one of his big heavies, positionally changes nothing. Obviously, you've got a stack load of points, but positionally, it's still you Dipstick, you Plonker, Mark B, Milky, and Sharky making up the top 5. 18 of 30. How many GCEs does Rodney have? None, 1, 2, or 3? Don't know, just have a guess. How many GCEs does Rodney Trotter have? 5 seconds. Yep, he had 2. He had 2. So none of you went for 0. 2 of you went for 1. 4 of you got the right answer with 2 GCEs. None of you thought he had 3. What has that done to the scores? Well, positionally, nothing has changed. It's still you Dipstick, you Plonker, Mark B, Milky, and Sharky making up the top 5. This is really competitive, though. And a couple of right or wrong answers, one way or the other, and things could change. 19 of 30. In Wanted, what did Delboy tell Rodney he would be called in the media? The Peckham Prowler, the Peckham Pouncer, the Peckham Pincher, the Peckham Prancer. Again, if you don't know, because you can't remember the episode, just have a guess. Was it the Peckham Prowler, Pouncer, Pincher, or Prancer? Get your answers in. The answer was the Peckham Pouncer. 1 of you got the Peckham Prowler, but 4 of you said the correct answer, which was the Peckham Pouncer. That was the one where he thought he was in trouble with the old Bill, but Delboy knew he was not in any trouble. It was just some local, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Some local troublemaker that he'd run into. What has that done to the scores? Well, positionally, not an awful lot. It's obviously added some points. Milky, look at this. Milky's on flames. Look at this. He might be making a little play for the middle positions, I think. Old Milky. He's lurking there with intent. You Dipstick still in gold medal, followed by you Plonker, Mark B, Sharky's in 5th. So we're now 2/3. What was Rodney's biological father's name? Frederick Robson, Benedict Robdall, Benedict Robson, or Frederick Robdall? And if you don't know, have a guess. What was Rodney's biological father's name? Yes, it was Frederick Robdall. Freddy the Frog, to give him his sobriquet. All 6 answers correct. What has that done? Well, positionally, not an awful lot has changed. You've all got plenty of points, and you're all motoring along nicely. You Dipstick in gold, you Plonker, Mark B, Milky, and Sharky making up the top 5. We're now into the final third. In the Only Fools and Horses theme, complete the line. Black or white, rich or blank, we cut prices at a stroke. Is it poor, skint, broke, or potless? Poor, skint, broke, or potless? If you don't know, have a guess. The answer is broke, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's one of the most misrepresented lyrics I've heard in television. Now, a lot of people think that it's poor. It's not. Think about it. Black or white, rich or broke, we cut prices at a stroke. If you don't believe me, because there are a lot of websites you'll go onto on the internet that will say that it is poor. However, I've done a little bit of digging and I've got a little bit of literature from Jim Sullivan. Now, Jim Sullivan is obviously the son of John Sullivan, and he's the guy that wrote the musical in conjunction with Paul Whitehouse. And there is a piece of information that I have that confirms it is indeed black or white, rich or broke, we cut prices at a stroke. It is not poor. It is not poor. So, doesn't do an awful lot to the positions. They're all exactly the same. So, question 22 of 30. What is Denzel's surname? Tyler, Tulsa, Timpson, Thomas. If you don't know, just guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a 25% chance of getting it right. Tyler, Tulsa, Timpson, Thomas. Just get an answer in. There you go. Tulsa was his surname. 2 of you said Tyler. 4 of you said Thomas. None of you got Tulsa. It was Denzel Tulsa. So that's done nothing to the scores. Let's have a little look here. Oh, hang on. I've just got to put someone in jail there. Got to put someone in. Yeah. Milesy's put there maths and art. Yeah. You know, he could paint my numbers. Blossom. Yes, that was the troublemaker. Mr. Singleton. No, it wasn't poor. It's broke. As I say, there's a lot of resources out there that say that it's poor. It isn't. And as I say, I've got a book that confirms it by Jim Sullivan. And as I say, Jim Sullivan's the son of John Sullivan, who wrote the song, sung the song, and he also, Jim Sullivan, wrote the musical. So if he says it's broke, then trust me, it's broke. Done. Move on. 23 of 30. In Chain Gang, what did Del Boy say Arnie had suffered in the restaurant? Percussion or aconery? Now, a percussion meaning concussion, or aconery meaning a coronary. But what did Del Boy say he had suffered? Did he say he'd suffered percussion or aconery? Yes, that's right. A coronary, a heart attack, cardiac arrest. Call it what you want. That was what he said he suffered. That was the one with the chains where they were all conned out of a load of money. And yeah, they got their money back. You Dipstick is still in gold medal, followed by you Plonker, Mark B, Milky, and Sharky. This could all change very quickly, though. We're getting to the business side of it. In Danger UXD, what substance were the inflatable dolls full of? Butane, propane, methane, acetylene. If you don't know, just ask. Just have a guess. Have a guess. One of those gases. Butane, propane, methane, acetylene. It was propane. All 5 answers submitted were correct. Propane. So obviously, now we've had a movement. There was obviously Mark B obviously got his answer in a little bit quicker than you, Plonker, hence the movement. So we got you, Dipstick, Mark B, you, Plonker, Milky, and Sharky. 25 of 30. In Mother Nature's Son, what was the name of the owner of the garden and organic food centre? Miles or Giles? 50-50. Miles or Giles? What was the name in Mother Nature's Son of the name of the owner of the garden and organic food centre? And if you don't know, just guess. You got a 50-50 chance of getting this right. Miles or Giles? It was Miles. Miles. Played by, was it Robert Glenister or Philip Glenister? It's one of the Glenister brothers. Red. He's gone red. What's red? There you go. Please step back. Yes, that's the one, Milesy. That's the one. And then Boise got he got a little bit of stick, didn't he? You know, and then he's sitting there, isn't he, back in the flat, and he goes, "What's done for a broken nose?" And Trigger turns around and says, "Knuckle, but baseball bat." Anyway, wow, now look at this. Here we go. I told you, Milky's been sitting there in fourth for what seems like an eternity. And I thought, you know what? He's lurking and he's gonna make a move. And there it is. He's moved from fourth to second. Look at this. You Dipstick still out there in gold medal position, followed by Mark B, you Plonker, and Sharky. But Milky, wow, just when we're getting to the business end, he is making a play. Milesy, is it doing you a little bit of a wrong un? I'll tell you honestly. That is awful when it starts playing around the software. But there's nothing I can do about that, as you know, when you've had Russ's quizzes, that you know, if it dicks around, or if it's the internet, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Question 26 of 30. In No Greater Love, what was the name of the older woman Rodney fell in love with? Eileen, Colleen, Shanine, Irene. Well, how old is she then? Well, about 30. What do you mean about 30? Well, 40. And I love the retort from Grandad when Delboy says she's even too old for me, and Grandad turns around and says, "Well, I'd have to think twice." Her name was Irene McKay. One of you said Eileen. One of you said Colleen. No one went for Shanine, and 3 of you got the right answer with Irene. What have we got? Well, you Dipstick, Milky, Sharky, Mark B, and you Plonker make up the top 5. Look at that. Now we're in squeaky bum territory now. This is the last sort of play. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. 27 of 30. In He Ain't Heavy, He's My Uncle, when Del saw Albert in Best and Shorts, what footballer's name did he call him by? Stanley Matthews, George Best, Kevin Keegan, Gazza. One of those 4. In He Ain't Heavy, He's My Uncle, when Del saw Albert in Best and Shorts, what footballer's name did he call him by? If you don't know, just guess. Matthews, Best, Keegan, Gazza. Well, it was Gazza. 2 of you got it right. 1 of you said Stanley Matthews. 1 of you said George Best. 1 of you said Kevin Keegan. So, what has that done to the scores? Oh, Milky's dropped out into bronze. He's still on the podium, but Sharky's gone past him into silver medal position. You Dipstick's still out there in gold. Mark B's lurking in 4th, and you Plonker's in 5th. 3 questions left. In a losing streak, Delboy said Boise had more front than Southend, Margate, Brighton, or Hastings. That was the one where they played cards. I got 2 aces, and I got another 2 aces. Did he have more front than Southend, Margate, Brighton, or Hastings? It was Brighton. It was Brighton. 3 of you went Southend. 1 of you went Margate. 1 of you went Brighton and got it right, and nobody went for Hastings. What has that done? Milky knew it. Milky remembered it. You Dipstick's in gold, but Milky's taken advantage and he's nipped back into second. I'll tell you what, this could be interesting. I think gold might have been decided, but I think the battle for silver and bronze is really sort of still in the melting pot. Got 2 questions left. In the Jolly Boys outing, what did Trigger lose? His wallet, his inflatable dolphin, his broom, his hat. One of those 4 is the right answer. If you don't know, just guess. But the quicker you can get your answer in, the better. Was it his wallet, his inflatable dolphin, his broom, or his hat? 4 of you got it right and said it was his inflatable dolphin. Nobody went for his wallet or his broom. And 1 of you said it was his hat. What has that done to the scores? Well, positionally, nothing has changed. You Dipstick, followed by Milky, Sharky, Mark B, and you Plonker. This is the final question. This will decide it. Get your answer in quick. In time on our hands, how did Uncle Albert ruin dinner? He burnt the lamb, he confused gravy and coffee, he forgot to cook the vegetables, or he didn't take the giblets out of the turkey. 10 seconds, get your answer in. If you don't know, just guess. Yes, of course he did. He confused the gravy and the coffee. Maxwell House and Bisto, he got them muddled up. 1 of you said he burnt the lamb. 4 of you said that he confused the gravy and coffee. And none of you went for he forgot to cook vegetables or take the giblets out of the turkey. Taking the giblets out of the turkey was the episode with Grandad. That was him. It said ready cleaned on the box. So, what has that done? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Podium in bronze medal position with 17 out of 30. The total points of 12,064 is Sharky, followed by Milky. And then in gold medal position, you Dipstick. There you go. That's not bad, is it? So, Sharky, well done. Milky, well done. And you Dipstick, congratulations. You are the only Fools and Horses quiz champion. 20 out of 30. That is really good. Really good. You Plonker is out. That's not good, Milesy. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that there was some technical issues with Kahoot. Nothing, again, nothing I can do with that. Appreciate that, Sharky. You got your bronze medal round your neck. And Kent's there. So it was you. You were you Dipstick. I tell you what, I didn't realise it was you, Kent. Do you know what? I probably should have warned everybody. He just wins every quiz he does. It doesn't matter. But congratulations, guys. That was really a good effort from all of you. As I say, it's just a little bit of fun. Nothing too strenuous. Nothing too serious. There's no prize or whatever. It's just a little bit of fun on a Sunday. I'm losing a day. A Saturday evening. Anyway, that's me done. Congratulations to Kent. Or otherwise known as you Dipstick. Congratulations to Milky on his silver medal position. Congratulations to Sharky on bronze. Thank you very much indeed for everybody that took part. I'm sorry if any of you guys got technical issues. I know Milesy says that Kahoot was arsing around and whatever, and unfortunately that is the thing. I mean, if your internet's playing around, if there's problems with Kahoot, I mean, obviously the guys that have participated and got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, they've obviously sort of muddled through whatever, but unfortunately it looks like we lost a couple of people along the way. That's just the nature of the beast. Mr. Brown, you are more than welcome as always. Guys, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I'm going to sign out. Might do another one of these a little bit later on in a week or two's time. Who knows? Might be Fools and Horses, might be football related. Who knows? Hopefully the Kahoot gods are kinder to us. Just a little bit of fun. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys. Come on, you irons, and don't be a plonker all your life.